Resident advisory. Start with introductions. Martin, take a look. Ruth Swenson, Sadie Mercer,
Seth Morrissey.
Keith Chandler.
Kenny.
Josh. You. Yeah. Okay. There's gonna be some growing pains. Oh. At least we know the audio is coming through.
for the minutes. Okay.
Worth noting that in here, it says the minutes were approved last time with the spelling amended, and I actually went into the minutes that were recorded on the city's website and amended the minutes, fixed them, so in the public record will show the correct spellings.
You're two Ks, right? I've been writing it that way forever, and it brings anything.
Was it wrong?
No, I just.
I move to approve the minutes of September 17.
I second. All those in favor? Anyone against? Okay,
The security has to be, you're the official aquarium dog.
No, he misspelled the official aquarium dog's name.
Oh, I see.
And we had Morrissey with an extra S or something.
And I misspelled it based on the spelling on the aquarium's official Facebook post.
still on that.
So Tiffany misspelled it.
All right.
How's she staying out the car? Too much of an ass.
Tiffany's. Okay.
Third thing, yeah.
Financial review.
Okay. The financial report's not very long, so I'll just go through it. These are just the bills that have been approved by city council for since we last met. So US Bank Fund is our copy release. Agency Tourism Marketing is our email platforms and lead processing, so our guide orders. And then also the emails we send out, we send out a lot of emails. So most of this charge is for these emails. And I think we have more than 43,000 followers on our email list now.
Nice.
Spam is we got a bunch more Seaside for fun stickers from Dom. Because we ran low. We got coffee for the office. We have paid search. A little bit of retargeting in there as well, but mostly paid search. Have our Fox 12 cam, our Coin 6 cam. We have printing envelopes and postage stickers. We ran out of our
Are we
polybag guides.
Wow.
Yeah, we ran out of them, and so we had to buy some envelopes. We've actually already ran out of these envelopes, and we're now waiting for a new order of envelopes to send out.
So
We're having a good decent year
with
with mail order guys.
If you don't usually, when we do polybagging, we have to untake them out of polybagging.
That's more often the case.
Yeah.
We've done this.
You do polybag less this year than normal.
I think the last 2 years we polybag less, yeah. So it's kind of a balancing act, and so next year we'll.
That was a pretty fat stack of them going out. What, today or yesterday?
Well, that was 250, so that's nothing, because usually it's, I've got a backup of about 700 because I don't have the right envelopes. I finally came over to City Hall and went through their upstairs storage and found a couple boxes of envelopes that would work. And so I had the old school stamp address in the corner, every one of them. It's been fun, but at least we got 450 out. Close. 500 are out. So
Okay.
we were just sitting there and they were 3 weeks old, so it made it.
The Pacific Office Automation is our quarterly ink usage for the leased copier. We have our Travel Portland guide and a negotiated better positioning this year. So you probably don't remember, but in the Travel Portland guide, which didn't print for many years and reprinted either last year was the first year or the second year, Seaside's ad is about page 7. So this year, I'm gonna have to re-up. I wanted better positioning, so we're going to be a few pages up even, so we'll be page 3. And one of our competitors had that space, and so I was like, let's do that. So we're going to move up just a little tiny bit, a little small win.
Legion City.
I'm not going to say. The Seaside Condo Association, that's the public parking dues and the power. for the world mark parking lot. Level 1 and level 2. Worthy is the Oregon's North Coast with Astoria, Cannon Beach and Clatsop County regional advertising. Ken is reimbursement for SCDA few months of breakfast. Little Bird is our great PR firm, which is just awesome. They are so awesome. STDA is the Halloween Happenings grant that you gave out last month. And then Greg went to the Travel Oregon Fall Welcome Center. If you remember, they have 2 conferences a year, a spring conference and a fall conference. And because we're one of the state welcome centers, we are required to send somebody to those. So Greg went to this one, it was in La Grande. So most of this is mileage and a few meals, but Travel Oregon covers the cost of the conference, covers the lodging, and covers most of the meals. And expenditures, everything's looking good. I mean, nothing really to report here. I know that the personnel services line hasn't been adjusted since I pointed out a month or 2 ago that they're going to have to adjust that because there's not money allocated for the year. But nothing to report here. It's all looking good. Any questions or anything related to that?
Staff report?
I am, well, I've got the whole prize package together for a radio giveaway in Seattle market in November. We are going to have some closures coming up, obviously Thanksgiving and Black Friday. We are now closed on Sundays through the off season. We will be open Veterans Day 10 to 2. We are seeing lots of people, and obviously we're still getting lots of guides ordered. This time of year, we wouldn't even break 200, and we're over 300 every week. So that's that guide thing is just like, wow. And then Mondays and Tuesdays are still just super busy. They're filled the whole sheet the other day. So it's like, my gosh, it's pretty neat. And they're still from all over the place. So just wanted to share that. And then I'll be at the Aqua Summit in Reedsport next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, the Oregon Coast Visitors Association Summit. That's all I have. Good.
Yeah.
Monthly stats?
Okay, take a look at it. Visitor center foot traffic was down a little bit in September, but still pretty strong. Over 1,000 people came in, which is up for the year, about 3% for the year. Lead volume continues to be strong, as we've touched on quite a few times. 63% up this September over last September. Total distribution about even with last year, but we're up a bit over last year. As of the end of September, we had 80,066 guides out the door. So 4 out of every 5 guides we printed are already distributed. That's pretty typical. We start to see it fall off pretty quickly now. We haven't seen that yet in mail orders, but you will start seeing that in some of the around the office or around the town kind of things where we're just not moving as many through town. The mail orders have continued to pace. Web sessions and web users are looking really good September. I was showing Greg and Ken the website charts for the last 21 days, and they're very strong. Getting a lot of inbound traffic, and a lot of that is because we're paying for search leads and inbound links and stuff like that. But a lot of organic traffic has been down for a number of years. Very interesting seeing AI agents on our search results on a regular basis now. And there's a sea change going on in how people consume information, and that's to include information about travel. So it'll be interesting to see how that, where that goes. But we're certainly seeing that traffic as well. When you think about it in the context of AI, you're not seeing all the influence. You're only seeing, like if you ask an AI chat something, it's pulling in all these disparate sources, and we're only seeing people that click through them into our site. And so conversationally, our content is still showing. You don't see it, so it's really good. It's really going to be quite a sea change if it continues in this direction. But like I said, our website is very healthy right now. Email signups are good, up 100% over last September. Organic visitor guide requests, so these are very specifically people ordering guides through our site directly, up 33% over last September. And the views, proactive user engagement time, a lot of this is just kind of the difference between the current site and the old site, but it's views proactive user up, engagement time tends to be down. But both of those are about pretty solid year over year. We have August stats for lodging for Clatsop County. They're very positive, 3.4% change in occupancy over last August. 6.5% change in revenue upwards. So that's July and August are both positive numbers. So theoretically, I mean, if September is a strong month, should get us off to a good start, busiest quarter of the year for next year. I've updated quarterly room and VRD tax totals here, and like we've talked about quite a bit, we're operating under a kind of new understanding with the finance team here. So anytime they make a change to allocations to the quarters and everything, they let me know that so that my records match the city's official records. It has this, and there have been changes coming. They allocate money, money comes in late or it's been allocated the wrong quarter. So for hotel tax, we ended about even. The 2024-2025 fiscal year ended at down about 1%, 0.8%. But the VRD side ended up down 2.6%. So combined, that's down 1.27%. Pretty much equal year over year. Any questions about the stats stuff?
The push part?
Yeah. Okay, so starting this month, we've got tourism commercials appearing in prime time on stations in both major Pacific Northwest metros. This is in addition to our weather cam stuff on Coin and KPTV, which also makes a difference. But these are very specific schedules we'll be running in October and November. Booked on Cairo and King in Seattle and KTW in Portland. Cairo 7, a CBS affiliate, will air 49 1-minute commercials, 10 15-second commercials, and 12 5-second shorts. Highlights of this schedule include The Amazing Race, Air Force versus Army football, NFL Today, Seahawks postgame, and The Road. It was filmed in Fort Stevens. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I learned that. Just looking that up. I didn't know that. Watched it a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's pretty gruesome.
Oh, yeah,
It's desolate.
Yeah,
yeah.
this is tough. Yeah.
King 5, an NBC affiliate, will air 40 1-minute commercials, 3 on their sister station columns, most of them are on King. 10 15-second commercials and 10 5-second shorts. Highlight of this schedule include Kraken hockey, NBA games, Saturday Night Live Thanksgiving special. Anybody been watching Saturday Night Live this year?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
No.
What's going on? They really fell off a cliff. Anyway.
I couldn't tell if it was just because I was getting.
No, it's bad. I don't know what's going on.
They changed the whole staff.
They changed some of them for sure, yeah. And then Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade coverage. So then on KGW, which is an NBC affiliate in Portland, we're going to get 126 1-minute commercials. So that just kind of shows you the difference in cost between those two markets.
Yeah.
I mean, we have, as part of our mandated strategy to expand our Seattle outreach, and we have many different touch points up there, but this is one of them. But it just goes to show you how many more commercials you get in Portland compared to Seattle. So 126 1-minute commercials.
And did you say KGW?
KGW, yeah. 28 15-second commercials and 28 5-second shorts. Highlights of this schedule include NBA opening night, Blazers games, Kraken hockey, that SNL Thanksgiving special, and Macy's parade. A Wicked event special, college football, including the Black Friday game, Incredible Dog Channel, which I didn't know about that, but it's a real show. Look it up. And football night in America, and an Olympic special called Chasing Gold. These 1-minute commercials, the 1-minute commercial airing will be a mix of our How to Seaside Inside, like Catch Your Dinner and Seaside. So mostly seasonally appropriate, but also How to Bike Seaside, because you can catch us on break and go for a bike ride anytime. And then also our kind of Seaside sizzle reel that we have there on the website homepage, just because it includes awesome locations from every one of our advertising photo shoots we did last fall. And it's just a really strong visual 60 seconds, I think. So we're running that as well. 15-second commercials will be the 2 Oregon's North Coast videos we did a few years ago that should feature Seaside and Astoria. And the 5-second shorts will be a rotating combination of existing 13 off-season appropriate short form voiceover videos that we put together for Coin last year. So it's a whole bunch of really short little quick snippets based on all of our other videos with new voiceovers from our creative agency at Lookout. These schedules were brought to us by our PR partner, so they negotiated these rates. We basically put out a bids to all those stations and said, here's what we're looking to spend, give us your best deal, and we went through and they negotiated certain options, and these were the best of the best. This is what we picked, so it's really kind of a cool, just another value add for our public relations firm. October 21 and 22 is the Aqua Summit that Ken's headed to. They do that annually, kind of an end of tourism, highest tourism season, kind of. You know, there's some education, but it's really like a let's kind of get our heads together on the last tourism season. Halloween happens October 25th, 26th. On the 27th, OSU, Todd Montgomery, the director there, will be doing a presentation to City Council about the Seaside's community sentiment on tourism results from the second event that we did it. October 29th, the Haunted Hotel at Best Western Plus Ocean View Resort. When I put the schedule together, we had October 29th as the first beach books appearing on Coin AM Extra to talk about their 20th anniversary. But since I did this, we actually got them on Hello Rose City 2. So October 28th, the day before this, they'll be on Hello Rose City talking about the 20th anniversary, and the next day they'll Karen will be on Coin AM Extra. Brews and Brews Times Theater, October 31st. November 1st is the Beach Books 20th anniversary party, at least the bulk of it. And Jim said there's some stuff the next
Saturday the 1st.
Thursday the 1st.
6:30 to 8:30. Good.
So there apparently is some other stuff on the 2nd as well, that they're finalizing stuff. November 8th is fall downtown Lima.
No way of getting that giant pumpkin on TV, huh?
You can just drive it up.
If they come down here, yeah, it's gonna be there for 6 days in the malls.
Where's it come from?
Milano, probably. I'm not sure. If the grower I deal with is in Milano, if he doesn't have one, he's got, most of them are in that area.
Milano is.
Oregon City.
Oh,
You're gonna swing it by the studio.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, just.
He's delivering it Monday.
I'm just-
So they would have to come to us.
Maybe next year.
Well, we can send them a video of it.
This Monday.
Yeah,
Oh, but
around noon, if you want to cover. that.
Tourism grant application.
Does everybody have what I sent in an email, and then also if you missed it, they sent. Yeah, a marketing plan plus a better budget that includes full information about how they plan to do the funds.
is that the budget for that?
Yeah.
That's a big moment.
I know. I have weird contacts.
Yeah.
Well, I can make it a little bit easier on you, so. They're planning to spend 3,300. They're proposing to spend 3,300 on the Oregonian marketing package. That is outlined in the other document that has bigger text for you to read.
Thank you.
And that's what they're asking for the tourism grant. And then they also are saying there's a Jane Mount design and tote production they're hoping to fund with the tourism grant. Those two items add up to more than $5,000, so I guess they're saying that they're on the rest of that.
Well, if they don't get the grant, are they planning on doing those anyway? That marketing?
Well, they do say, I mean, I was reading through the grant, they do say that things that aren't covered, they're gonna just do.
Yeah.
But that don't necessarily mean that they would do it to that extent.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Oregonian marketing package will be used for high volume exposure. Includes a sponsor's content story on Oregon Live, 100,000 headline ad impressions and co-branded posts on Heroes Oregon social media pages. Let's go down that was right. That's fine. And then it says a limited edition tote bag featuring a Jane Mount book stack design will be produced, mostly funded by tourism grant. Beach Books will cover the excess as a commemorative merchandise piece. We're also having stickers from the Jane Mount design will be produced and funded by Beach Books. Sticker design.
We have 9,750 left in the
That's
grant.
correct, yeah.
This goes through May. This grant
The deadline is December 5th
December 5th for any grants.
to apply. Yeah. You can spend it later, but.
Right, so we did put a deadline on
Yeah.
when we apply.
December
We
5th.
just moved it back to December.
Yeah.
5th.
Did I miss where it said how many attendees they're anticipating?
Is this something they plan on doing in the future? Is this just a one-off 1 year thing?
I believe it's a 20-year.
Says that it's, says event will serve as a launch pad for future annual and biennial book related gatherings.
Which I mean, they already have a pretty healthy schedule for signing and stuff like that. This would be more of a focus on. Yeah, celebration, but also focused on bringing people in specifically for these kind of things. Be kind of a different twist on it. I don't know that I'm seeing anywhere stated that says how many people they expect.
Or how many overnight guests?
They're just doing the thing with Best Western.
Riverside
So it
Suites.
sounds like it could be just made up. Like one out.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, they're looking to make 1 to 200 promotional bookmarks, if that's a show of how many people they're anticipating, I guess. I really value beach books being in town. I guess kind of my question would be, does it set a precedent for any business that would be celebrating an anniversary to apply for a grant or a anniversary celebration?
I mean, I generally feel like 20 years in business as an independent bookstore warrants outreach of this kind and, I mean, I would have liked to see more development around the idea of bringing visitors in for this and the schedule of what's going on these 2 days and stuff, and I would have liked to see more things in place by now. Because there's still stuff to be put in place, like the schedule and some of the, and like the Oregonian piece that they're asking for funding for, you know, it would be great if that were already running. Yeah. I think we're open, I think, but it is really nice that they got the hotel buy-in and the discount on that. I mean, that's really great, and we're working our butt off to get them on, you know, TV and give them exposure and stuff like that. So it'd be, you know, nice to, I think it's worthy of getting in front of people and trying to, and I would do that for any business that if that kind of milestone, I think it makes sense. But like I said, I kind of, this is your decision, you know, it's a great thing, but I also would have liked to see more of than that.
And I understand it is a tight window, but again, 20 years, and I think when you look at that, and you look at the visitor that comes to Seaside, maybe that will bring some people who haven't been back in a while. Who, oh, I remember going to that bookstore. Yes.
Especially they seem to have a good amount of author participation coming in.
I feel like, well, not everything's in place yet, I still feel like this is a great opportunity to support the fact that Seaside you want to keep going, not just a one and done.
Review.
Oh, no, first.
I think it's a great time of year to put on an event. You know, I more notice would have been nice, but we're the ones that changed the rules to allow them to do this, so I think that's fine.
Yeah, the app process would be over.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
right,
so and the Oregonian thing, you probably wouldn't want it advertised before the event anyway. Because people will forget. I'm impressed that they're gonna be on 2 TV shows.
Right.
Was that our PR firm that helped with that?
this one entirely.
Yeah, that's cool. I think it's a great, it'd be nice if it was going to be an ongoing event, you know. And it may turn out to be that. I mean, I agree that the precedence from somebody's anniversary is really not what we should be doing, but in this case. The time of the year, the fact that it could turn into an ongoing thing, I think it's a good one.
and for 20 years.
Yeah,
Business for 20 years.
and then, you know, they've done a lot of stuff for the community for 20 years. They put on a lot of things. And they've never asked for money before.
Yeah. Do you see a distinction in ad spend for Oregonian Media Group and the tote bag? As far as,
It's fine. They're gonna be spending more money on advertising than they're asking for.
Yeah.
Motion to grant the $5,000 to Beach Books for their anniversary event.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against?
Okay.
You know, a whole tree on
oh,
that.
I mean, take it.
At least the full list.
Take it off. So most of us have, or I'm pretty sure all of us should have gotten the email. The tax program. Did you, this, yeah.
So am I right then, Ruth, in thinking that what you're asking for is
Right.
is 5 versus 7?
About 5 versus 7.
And if those are the right
Eight
category,
pattern, correct. That we had discussed in the earlier meeting. I feel like the earlier part of this is pretty much we already had all agreed upon. One time or another, but the 5 or the 7 is the one that because. How much of a breakdown do you want representation from the different areas of business?
Can you explain to me this, so what does that mean, that 2 appointments for 3 years? 2 appointments for 2 years?
so that part,
Is that-
I set that aside from later, but basically that's the language that was in the original ordinance when they were putting it together. And so it was like the original.
So that way you wouldn't lose everyone in one shot.
So that has to come
Yeah.
out,
I got
that
it.
won't be part of
Okay,
it.
right. Yeah, that was the original plan, was so that you would not lose your whole committee on one, when everybody rotated out.
Right,
So,
Gotcha.
and there probably should still be some kind of language to that, so it doesn't happen, if we're going with 7. So our question here is, what is one of the 7 or day of 5?
yeah.
I am not.
Which is why when you go to the. Yeah, that's why the question, yeah. That's why
Technically,
the
you could
question.
be, technically, you could be the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be the restaurant.
Wow.
She was originally the chamber.
Sure.
Yeah,
Originally.
okay. It's funny.
But then if you went to the,
What?
yeah,
We can redesignate,
Now, this here is a tax document, but I recall that you were going to go to 7. And that you had laid out how many. I
right,
feel like that was the last of our conversation.
right, like, I went back and reviewed. Prior, and we did at one time have 7 and not 5. As a suggestion,
Oh, so, yeah,
not as a existing,
I would be retail.
yeah, and that
Which is
would,
the new one, right?
right. Which is why I added that, because if we, you could have been retail at that point, and there wouldn't have been a.
Technically, there isn't a restaurant. One still that.
it says
But the
for
catering.
catering.
Or catering.
Oh.
serve seafood.
Yes, it's a restaurant for.
Candle.
Sushi, yeah.
Is that final at-large position, is that? I can't recall, did we decide it would be a business or was it?
It could be a,
citizen?
it could be a citizen, a business or a citizen at that time. But I had just wrote in there, of a business that was not addressed in the above, and just in case we had missed someone, but it could be a citizen because. Yeah,
And it says it's recommended that committee members have experience in advertising, marketing, promotions,
okay,
but it's not required.
okay,
You added that, right?
Huh?
Did you add that?
yes,
Yeah, from our conversation.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
gonna say, I was like, this looks very familiar, but that, I'm like. that's-
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think that was in there.
yeah. I looked at some of, but like I said, when I spoke with you, I said I had some other comments I thought it was. And then, of course, what the representative at large resides within the city, so that still could be a citizen. It's
Where
just,
is that here?
and it's in the 7.
Is that currently occupied by Wayne? Is that?
Line 5.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
okay. So again, we still would have that, so it didn't necessarily have to modify the other one, because we would still, I can't imagine where we would have a citizen that did not reside in Seaside. Certainly here, I mean, I guess we could, I just never thought that would be the case. Well, I don't. But you also have a business.
Right, that was the one way,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, so the language is there. for you.
Somebody who lived and worked or owned a business in Gearhart would not be included.
That's what I'm asking. I don't remember if we've ever discussed that before.
I guess I wouldn't advise it, so it had some rules, so.
So this, all these, the definition representative of the lodging business. It doesn't specify that that business has to be in Seaside. Should we add in Seaside in all of those? Chamber, SCGA, but the lodging businesses,
Business
should
restaurant,
that say a Seaside lodging business?
seaside restaurant.
Seaside restaurant? I think
Yeah.
that would make it more clear. If that's what we're looking to vote on.
Well, I mean, that's one of the questions in here.
I think it'd be valuable to have a designated retail sector person. And going to 7
Would do that. And I think that was one of my concerns is that if we stuck at 5, we wouldn't have that.
No.
So,
Probably should,
so that would change this. So then the Seaside Tourism Advisory Committee shall consist of 7 members then, and not 5. Of which at that point it says one must be a resident of Seaside while the remaining 4. So it would be 1 would be, and then the remaining 6 shall be residents, owners, or employees of businesses within.
So that covers all that, then
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
need to change it, okay, perfect.
and is there an application process?
You go through, put it in front of city council,
Uh,
so you apply through the website or something, and then you interview city council.
Hmm.
Just like all the other committees.
I didn't apply through a website. I don't
You've
think
been
they
around
existed,
so
but
I think we
there was a website.
predates,
Yeah.
all that, now we're talking about AI. It's really come along.
And then do we need to also write in attendance in person or via Zoom?
And that was the next question. Do you want it so that they could call in or dial in?
Does it say in person?
No,
I don't think this committee's ever zoomed, have we?
No, we've never streamed either.
Yeah,
right.
Seth attended one of these.
can we zoom in?
What'd you say?
You attended one of these via Zoom.
Yeah.
That's the only.
Just
time that ever
translator.
happened.
Yes.
First one ever.
Can we zoom and stream at the same time?
I think you can, yeah, we do.
Because we could get rid of the stream if we want to zoom.
No, there's a way to stream live and zoom in from
We're
there.
doing
It
that
does
right
take some
now.
technical,
We're doing that right now,
yeah. Takes some
Stream
technical
live.
setup.
and Zooming,
Oh, really? Who's zooming?
just us.
Oh,
No one's.
okay.
I knew when she's on the beach.
Chasing the car.
What we did at the council is we limited the amount of times that you can do it. Just so someone's not always absent,
Always that's Zoom.
zooming in, you know.
Fine.
When I was reading through this, Ruth, I saw about the vacancies. It says, the city council may remove a member for cause deemed sufficient by the city council. I wonder if it would be smart to say, be more specific, like a majority vote or something, like just so
Of the council?
of the city council, like, just so, it's not that any member of the city council could remove somebody, they would have to vote on it, and a majority of the council would have to carry it.
So it is.
You wanna remove us, is that what you're saying?
I think it has to be.
Okay. That has to be a vote.
I just think, yeah, we're being explicit, and all this stuff, and then it just says deemed sufficient by the city council, I guess we should just be clear what that means. I also thought it was interesting historically, the way this was set up, because it says the committee chair or vice chair. In the chair's absence may cancel one of the monthly meetings in the event of lack of business or in case of emergency. Which brings me back to kind of just how this is really your meeting,
Right.
but it seems like it's all rivalry. And so it's like, we cancel it, the city cancels it. But this is saying TAP cancels it, from the city. I'm just curious, I don't know, is there anything to investigate there?
No, like with the last one, we contacted here and said this week people will not be here, so.
That's why I always
Or did you
ask.
contact her to tell her people, it doesn't matter, as long as the chair and you get together. Then cancel it.
Yeah, I guess I just, if you, like, do you wanna continue doing it like this where we're setting the agenda, or would you like the TAC to set the agenda in conjunction with us? And you cancel it or don't cancel it out.
I feel like how we do it now, where you set the agenda and then we note, hey, we're only gonna have 2 people here or something. Then we can refer back to you and go, hey, at this point, as the chair, I think this should be a.
So maybe this should say, committee chair, vice chair, or staff liaison cancel them.
I mean, what do you think, Sam?
Do we have 1 month specifically where you go over your suggested budget for the next year?
No, not really, I mean,
I can't remember if
The
you
group is-
run that.
the finance and admin at City Hall has kind of changed it recently where they're involve everybody in the budgeting process way earlier on. So those conversations kind of start much earlier, and then we have conversations across a few meetings about things that we might want to do, like the city's welcome signs getting fixed, and then asking for budget. But there's not one that there's not one where we're like, here's our budget, and honestly, the way our budget forms, it really isn't like I allocate every cent for the whole fiscal year. I allocate all these different categories across these campaigns. And I always maintain some money to do things in the spring and stuff that don't present themselves at the beginning of the year. So it kind of is an ongoing conversation, not like one big presentation.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, if that's something that you plan as a presentation, then we wanna make sure that we don't cancel that meeting. That if it was always in March, like the March meeting can never be canceled.
I think that's simple. I was curious, did you want the general manager of the convention center to be back in the mix here?
Well, and that's the thing, we've had it before, I mean, we used to have.
It was because he was the boss of the delivery bureau, so.
Russ?
Yeah,
Huh? Okay.
Russ was the department head.
Oh, I guess I missed that. So that's the case. So then if not, then I know.
Well, there was a conversation in here about
Right.
whether we not wanted to bring in public
Of
works.
I mean, I know about that, I just didn't realize that that wasn't.
But they can't be on the board if they're city employees.
No.
But
They're willing to come anytime they want.
Yeah. Yes,
But we probably wouldn't need them to weigh in on.
and so we probably wouldn't need them at this point, I just. remembered that he'd been.
You know, Russ used to sign, like when,
I didn't realize that he was
Right.
the boss over.
yeah, I mean, all of our bills and stuff, he would have to sign this.
Right, and I didn't realize that was the thing, right?
It hasn't been that way for, you know, 3
Right.
years or something. That was how it was.
So if it's not that way, then I don't know why we would need them on this,
Do we need to put the tourism director and the what net I can't remember your title right now, the community liaison?
Community liaison.
Could be, yeah, I don't know. Good question, actually. Because you could run the meeting.
Well, at the moment, I mean, I can't even input, you know, technically, that's, I sit here quiet. It's not my place, just recording minutes, but I don't need to do that.
I got you on the agenda, man.
Oh, that's true. That's half of it. But yeah, I mean, even now with that recording, it's doing a great job. I'm just making sure I get the names right. So like, you know, numbers and stuff. That all lines up, but
You can only speak, respond.
I'd be happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, maybe we should
Interaction.
suggest
Yeah.
that.
Especially if I get one of the other nuts. And Diego de los Muertos could be.
that's right. So
So now our recommendations then go back to the council for approval. Now, how this,
I think ultimately, yeah,
Okay,
I mean, what. The final document will be submitted to. Spencer and John, and he'll, I think, submit it to the council, then I will also put one together and send it to them.
Once you do.
So is there anything
So the
else?
power, I mean, sorry, so the powers and duties, like,
can we go back to that?
like some of these seem maybe a little redundant,
Redundant.
like, so
Right.
should we refine that down to a paragraph statement? That, or do we need those specific?
I was actually having a lot of fun trying to like logically pan out what the last one is saying. It's like, advise the tourism director on directions from the city of Seaside council staff.
I know, I
Really?
kinda have
I was
too many
like-
words in there.
I'm like, I don't know. We should just do advise, period, underline. Vote on, oh, you need to put the grants in here, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, grants.
yes.
Yeah. And I would just do, I think that. It would be a good idea to just. Kind of general language, like the
Okay.
grants,
The
that's
grants.
approved by city council or whatever, that way
Right.
you're doing both. Grant programs.
Grant,
And
not
any,
doing
and any new
the
grant.
grant program that might come along?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so to C would read, the tourism director and community
Yes, they,
and wait, and
Community.
Seaside tourism community liaison
right,
shall be staff liaisons to the committee.
So.
So, and then we're advising you on the annual budget to be submitted to the city.
So that phrasing is a little outdated, but it's still true. Because everything we talk about here becomes. Budget requests and the way that we allocate funds for advertising and stuff like that. I mean, you could certainly rewrite it to be more.
advise.
It would be like approve
If we don't.
the annual budget to be submitted to the.
No, because it's,
the
budget-
they give you the span,
right,
you just gotta
right.
tell them how you're gonna spend
And
it.
if we want over and above that, we have to request it through the budget process.
Okay,
We can do that. We've done that successfully in the last few years, but. It's not an approval.
so you're not giving them a budget, you're taking and
What they-
making a budget out of what they give you.
which is a
Really? Yeah,
yes. Yeah, because remember, it used to be set by ordinance that it was a certain percentage of the tax. Most of it went to the convention center is fun, and all that stuff, kind of small portion, but that's not the way it is anymore, it all goes into this tourism. Activity fund and we get a bunch out of it.
but who decides how much that is? Annually?
Finance director. That's, city council.
So if you had a budget that was $100,000, if you decided that you wanted to spend $100,000 more than you did the previous year. And we've got that money that is available to tourism advertising. It doesn't matter because the city council tells, or the budget committee tells you how much they want you to spend each year.
It matters in the sense that if we wanted more, we would have to make a pitch for it. We don't just get it because we say we want it, you know what I'm saying? We say, what are we spending on it?
We gotta sell it.
Yeah. And that's what those meetings are in February and city council and the budget committee get.
So previously with Mark, we were given the budget and he would go through it line by line, the budget committee. And so he went through the budget and then we just said, great, good meeting. With Spencer, we actually go through each department and have a debate and decide what we're gonna do. Then the budget committee makes a recommendation to the council. So the council actually makes the decision, but it's not like we're gonna override the budget committee. So whatever the budget committee decides, like if they decided they wanna double the budget for tourism, then that's where it would originate, then it would go to council.
But ultimately, their option is give the budget to tourism or store it in the bank for future use on.
They're
spending
trying, yeah,
on
they're trying to
tourism.
find uses for it, I can tell you that, but they do have a huge.
Right, I mean, but is that the savings plan?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because there's only so much tourism money we can spend in the off season.
well, yes, if that's being specifically allocated without the directors choosing to, right? I mean, if you're saying that that's all that can be spent, that's because if you only give him $200,000, then he can only spend 2,000.
I think so, we're allocating the budget, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're bringing in a lot more than.
It's gone up,
Right, yeah.
it's our budget, advertising budget has gone up since I started. It hasn't gone up in the last couple of years, so.
Do you think that the return on investment could prove that needs to increase?
That's a loaded question. There is a diminishing returns for sure, but I could spend way more money. I do a lot more stuff, but I think that the prevailing thought from our city admin and probably council is that they have other things that they think would benefit the visitors and residents that they're hoping they'll be able to spend it on in the near future based on legislative changes and stuff like that. And I think they are hoping that those things will adjust enough that they can do that. Meantime, still a healthy budget, especially for a town that doesn't advertise in the summer. Some towns like Coos Bay spend more, but they also advertise year round.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I certainly, don't get me wrong, I could spend, you can give me as much money as you want, I could spend it all, but we want to spend it as good as we can to a certain effect. I don't think we're at that line necessarily right now, I'm concerned to spend more money, but the city has priorities.
I just think that if we thought that would be fruitful,
Then we request extra money
then you're.
for something specific.
And I think they would have probably allocated, if you guys
Yeah.
had a case, you said, hey, we need an extra $100,000 for this and gave what you're gonna use it for, I'm sure they would.
Probably that, yeah. You just have to know what it is in February of the year.
Yeah.
Before.
I can tell you there is push to make the tourism benefit the residents more, not just more tourism. So that's why some of the money is being shifted into parks and things like that.
And art,
And what? I don't know about
like,
art,
well, like the
or the
I mean,
grants.
the grants.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need to know if anyone knows about that yet. But I mentioned it and everyone's eyes kind of just glazed over, so I don't think anyone knows about that one yet.
I saw it at the meeting, I was so baffled, I was like, you guys literally approved this grant, how do you not know about it?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You mean
is it-
anyone on the council didn't know about it? Is that what you're talking about? Or anybody?
Yeah, they didn't know about that there was gonna be art. Going
Out the
on.
council.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like, okay, well, what is the requirements for the art? What are the guidelines? And so it'll turn into a big thing.
But it really won't.
This
because
is really familiar. Why is this familiar?
We're not asking for public input on art that we're then gonna put out. We're saying, hey, business owners and people that lease and have permission from the landowners, here's an incentive to make something cool. It's, and then we decide what, or if we fund anything. It's not saying, hey, just send us your art and publicize it or
Yeah.
something. So
I think the biggest thing is if, as long as it's not political, that's when it'll probably cause a problem. But if it isn't political, I don't think it's an issue.
Well, the track campaign set the precedent for the rigors that we're gonna have to go through for public art.
Yeah.
The trash receptacle art campaign, yeah.
Yeah. You saw that one.
Well, I mean, we're installing tomorrow,
Okay.
so, yeah,
But I mean, just how that meeting went. That's how it
Yeah.
goes.
yeah. So much worry.
Is there anything else that anyone else wants to comment on?
I just had a question. There's no where there never has been, don't know if we should have, term limits.
Well, when you go here, the appointment shall be for 2 years or so, any portion of the term exceeding,
Right, but
right?
how many terms can you serve? 100? There's no limits on how many times you can serve. But it's limited to 3 years, but you can serve obviously several terms in a row.
I said this at the last meeting, but my theory on term limits has always been if your term limit is the vote. So if somebody
I mean,
runs-
but don't other committees have term limits?
they're all different. The city council actually doesn't.
You're, SDVA does, right? You have to take a year off.
Yes.
After.
Yes.
But
We
It's
do.
definitely, it could go either way.
I'm not sure if we need to or not. I'm not an advocate for term limits on this case.
is this one of the things the city council is trying to standardize? This term, is a term?
I don't think the committees will be really standardized. I think they're all gonna be unique a little bit. But I think if someone's doing a good job, then, why would you have a term limit,
I guess that's
arbitrarily
my
remove
thought.
them.
Well,
What
I
happens
just want to
if
bring it up. so we
Get
can
somebody
discuss it.
who actually is doing well in this serving, well, oh, now you have to leave, and we hope that the next person.
Plus, it's a volunteer position.
Yes,
It's not-
yeah.
it's not paid.
Nobody tends to vote in a salary.
It's totally up to you guys.
And then at some point, if somebody decides to drop, so like at the chamber, the chair person can appoint somebody into the position for the end of that person's term.
But however,
Whatever.
here it's always been
So
The
city
city.
council would do it.
do it.
Yeah,
It's always been the
the
council
council would have
to do
pay
it,
something.
and that's in here.
Since
that
we're
they
only
would
appointed
appoint
by
it.
the council.
Yeah.
Also, you're not allowed to drop off.
That doesn't seem to be,
Apparently not.
no one has.
So do we wanna put a term limit?
I just noticed the one there.
And that did-
Every nonprofit I'm on has term limits. But you have to be off for a year, then you come back and serve 9 more years, so it's fine.
Being off 1 year, I feel like would be problematic in this one. It would just cause like a wrinkle. I think it's more important to kind of assess point that when your term limit is up, there's an opportunity for other people to say they're interested in interviewing the council.
That was not my only concern, because then you just have this unelected bureaucracy that never changes, and there's no
Yes.
way to change it. So as long as it comes up for, someone else to run for that seat, I think.
Well, it never has, no one's ever dropped off.
But we never opened it either,
Right.
so we would always just reappoint,
Right.
it was an automatic reappointment.
Oh, I see.
One person. And so this is the first time we've actually said it's open, you could run again,
Yeah.
but then someone else goes.
And also gives that person who might be thinking of
And
leaving
that's-
time to go, hey, I wanna find my successor.
Yeah, and that could actually happen now, because people know.
So
Now you
now,
could say that.
when our term's up. And they ask if you wanna stay on, you'd have to go back in front of the council.
You wouldn't, no, you would basically
But if
say,
somebody else was applying for my term that's up,
yeah,
I'd be in competition with someone else.
correct, they would have to go to the council
Yeah.
most likely. And make the case, and the council could request you, but most likely they're just gonna bring the new person in.
You have to cage fight.
There is term limits, I think, on the library board because it's regulated by the state of Oregon, but that's the only one I know that actually has term. Do two
Well,
term.
that's because you only check out a book for so long. So it's-
So is there anything else?
So at this point, we're suggesting term limits that have the option for somebody else to apply. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
don't think that's technically term limits, that's just when your term expires.
Yeah, when your term expires, if someone else wants to take it over, there's competition.
We don't just get the letter of,
Yeah.
you have been,
Yeah.
you have been reappointed.
Yeah, we don't go.
Surprise.
You get the phone call, do you want to stay on? Yes, okay, send you the letter, all it's in.
Yeah.
So if, yeah, so.
How fast is your typing?
What?
Can you type this, can you type these into ChatGPT and get it to refine into one paragraph?
Basically, just take a picture. Maybe just take a picture and it would do it.
Somebody probably could do that. That isn't me and doesn't know how to do that. So yes.
I'll do it.
You guys.
I have confidence in you.
Take a picture, but it wouldn't do anything.
There was a couple ladies in earlier, and we were talking about the new fees that you pay at Oswald and Tolovana and all that. I guess it's a QR code. It's just a sign with a QR code. And these ladies were like, well, old people don't know how to QR code. She goes, I don't even think I have that on my phone. I'm like, here's your camera. And I take, yeah, but what these old people that don't have, the phones? I'm like, I mean, they hopefully by now they figured it out because that's kind of where we're going.
We
Yeah,
find, we
it's-
find
it's-
an annual
And then
pass.
I thought of you and I'm like, except for Keith. It's just like, eh.
Rutherford seems.
Yes, by the annual pass, but when you're just visiting, yeah.
Greg was saying he didn't even think there's a little drop thing for money anymore either.
No,
It's all on the phone.
Just,
have to
just
If you
do it.
don't have a phone.
at
you're
the
on
new
phone.
locations right now. Maybe they'll have something down the road, but for now. It looks like. I like that. This is the end of the 2-year passes up until December, so
Oh, really?
we can wait one more month and then it'll be 2 years.
50 years.
It's totally not big.
So.
Yes. Hours and duties, really, that's it.
Oh, look at me. That's so
And
cute.
does anyone else have
Just,
just,
if you just get that
Okay.
paragraph refined, I think everything else is
all
fine.
right. All right, KGW weather.
How's your appetite for another weather can? So I'm just surfacing this with you guys because I was surprised when the Fox 12 one came up and I was like, I don't know, here's this thing, and it ended up turning to this really cool addition of having the Fox weather cam. So KGW also has a weather cam trying to sell us to us.
So I noticed it's less than our channel 12 one. It's 2,000 a month and channel 12 is like 3,700.
The KPTV one
Yeah.
has a huge viewership, and it's the most expensive one for sure.
But it
Coin
also,
the coin one we've had for a really long time, and we've negotiated tiny little increases,
Okay.
so it's kept it down. But it also has a smaller view.
so Fox has it's based on viewers. So channel 12 also has a different channel that it's on too. So maybe that's,
The CW.
yeah, maybe that's why they have more viewers, because it actually airs on 2 different channels.
Yeah, I was prepared to be like, nah, we don't need another weather camera with Fox, and it ended up turning into kind of a cool thing, but
Yeah,
it's certainly a significant expense.
it is, but it's nice to get Seaside's image out there every day. I mean, $2,000, that's the cost of one billboard per month.
Not even friendly, huh?
Yeah,
This is a lot.
It's free. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, I know you got that.
Yeah, no, March is one we own. The other two we ran.
But you lost one. Where were you at?
We were, the golf course kicked us off.
Oh, but you're back?
Not on the golf
Oh,
course.
okay.
We have one out by the junction and one up by Camp 18.
You're not there across from Fred Meyer anymore?
From that one, we always.
Okay.
We own.
Okay, that's the one I see.
No one's kicking us off.
Yeah, that's the one I see all the time.
That's the part of that story. That's.
Did you want to read it
I know that you
now
did.
before we
There were-
adjourn?
Not yet.
You didn't
Yes.
do it.
So I mean,
Yeah, yes.
$2,000 a month is.
So Seth reworked the.
Well, I didn't do anything.
So where would it be?
We have to, we would have to find, we would have to work it out all from the start, so we would have to find a location for us, look it up with internet, same thing with.
Well, we would need a spot for it, we don't have
We don't have a spot.
okay.
I say yes.
So here's the question. I mean, we have the same view. Do we want to try to get a different view of Seaside?
I just think it's iconic. You know, it's Seaside the second. You see
It is, but the view from the Lanai is actually pretty attractive.
Right, yeah, and it does look back, yeah.
It looks back towards Seaside.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see Tillamook Head in the background.
You still have the chamber camera at Lanai?
I don't know, probably not.
I don't
Your
think,
website has
Yeah.
cameras.
This website now,
The chamber.
our new
Yes,
website?
Oh, I don't know if they reconnect.
Oh.
the aquarium, I don't think the chamber aquarium cameras work for a long time.
No, but there's Seashore,
Oh.
Lanai. And maybe that's it. because
Well, the aquarium.
We just
When I
redid the
went
website.
Well, and I won, like
Yeah.
surfers
So did.
get
the
upset
aquarium.
when they can't access it. I
I don't
remember.
think it's been.
Because they can move it around and zoom it in and they can look at it. So I don't know. I mean, there's an inn already at Lanai, I guess. If, you know,
If it's still operational.
I guess the only difference would be the surfers because they like the function of.
They like being able to move it.
Yeah, zoom in on the waves, check. it
Well,
out.
they'd have to put up a different
Or
camera.
do you notice, is that still used?
The Lanai, oh yeah, there
There
actually was a better one that was on the duplex that's just to the right of the Lanai. That was like a Surfline camera
Yeah.
and it got removed, so it's just the Lanai.
That somebody just put that on their house.
Yeah, they get they get paid for it or something, but that's gone, so it's just the Lanai. Yeah,
And he sold it.
So we
I don't
have,
But that could still be, I mean, whether that camera's
There's
there or
no
not,
odds.
it could still be a great location. I
Yeah,
didn't think about
it'd have to
that.
be a totally
People
different
back, yeah, wow.
Are you talking about a secondary camera
Yeah.
or removing the one that
I
has the
would-
turnaround at the beach?
No, we're talking about getting a third channel.
You get a different angle.
Yeah, be a different camera, a different if we want to do a different location.
I'm always amazed.
And they would be unique.
See, this shows the value of this committee, because I have been like, nah.
But the beauty of if we had one at the Lanai, I mean,
Yeah,
They have-
seeing the waves breaking on the beach it's gorgeous.
yeah,
yours is still-
yeah, ours is still live with Lanai and the aquarium.
Okay.
Just right now, the aquarium one, I don't know what's up.
Seashore on there,
It's,
that's Seashore,
it says Seashore is not available.
That's called sunshine.
so. I wonder
That's
if
why
they got rid of
you can't
that.
see it. Right.
They've got,
Yeah,
they got
There.
their.
Sun always shines on the aquarium.
I mean, spray can. Yeah. I don't know, so I, the reason I think it's worth it is because if people see it sunny on the coast, they come to the coast. And so I think that it's valuable, it would definitely, bring $2,000 worth of stays to Seaside in the month easily. So I think it's valuable for that.
But I guess the question is, we only have two, do we need a third one? But
I say yes.
I don't think we need a third one in the locations that we.
It's probably getting different people, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Exactly.
loyal to Queen,
Point.
right? That's your news, right?
Well,
That's your channel.
I watch Channel 12 all the time,
Okay.
too, just to make sure that we get mentioned.
So unlike you, most people just have that one, you know, I watch this news.
Well, once I've seen the cameras working and that they mention as I check through to 12 to make sure they mention Seaside in their spot. Otherwise, I'm calling up Andy.
I like the idea of the angle just for them, but that would be a great
Be
thing.
dependent on the lanai.
And how do you just allow, just Lanai have to just agree, or do they have to put some money?
They're gonna get an internet hookup and all that stuff. And so as we learned with Sadie, with your property, is just because you say you're for it too, there are other considerations. You have to have a spot that can support the hardware and stuff. So the lanai that's a great idea. I just don't know for sure.
Well, I mean, we had to upgrade of all of our stuff, all of our, the technical stuff that you have, the intranet thing. In order to make it work. Lanai also be the better one to go for storm watching.
Right.
Cause you can see those waves pounding on the COVID, it's.
It could be a BRD though,
It'd be a surfer camera, we don't want to publicize that.
I would recommend you keep it so single as the lanai, so you can't see everything.
Yeah.
Because the second you show,
Like
saying that it's that's why it's.
That's got internet.
Oh,
But if you kind of shut it down the beach towards,
Does that be-
world market, you know, you can-
Is that because people could control it and zoom in on things?
it's just when you can see exactly what's going on, then the crash in the water 10x. If you have to come and have boots on the ground and see it, you know, people, you know, it was something like that.
Maybe we don't, cause.
What?
A different angle.
Round up our locals and piss off the surfers again and start a whole, you know, thing.
Then we shut the thing.
It won't last very long.
Do you know where Lindsay Peppercorn lives?
You could do it in a way that would
I know
not
her.
disrupt anything.
She lives.
Oh, where-
Redoing.
Yeah, where a doctor used to go and build the rock trail there.
Is it
Pretty good,
But
but
the city
I mean,
council's
the
better code.
lanai would be better.
Dr.
Which
Tom
we're
Rath
putting into
used to
place?
every year reestablish the trail.
Am I not
down and
reading-
move
am I
the
reading that
rocks And make an actual access for people.
That's
I know that's cool.
That's Spencer's interpretation.
What are you doing? It's just making this better. It's like, oh,
That's what I've been trying to tell you guys, that that's the
Yeah.
current interpretation.
Okay. So we need to tweak this, sorry,
We're back on the other.
sorry about.
So
I'm hearing that the majority.
I
Yes.
I like.
Not
the
everyone
idea
is interested in.
on a different location.
Okay, I'll look into it then.
Alright, but I definitely think it's a good investment for us to have.
Make sure we ask city council.
Is there a timeline on this that they want it?
Who has that now?
They said,
Just curious.
it says here that the Chinook
PG
Wings is the closest.
they'd be all.
Yeah, they have cameras in several places.
It says Wells Fargo Bank, Pioneer Square, Reserve Golf Course, Rose City, Portland, Vancouver Waterfront, Timberline, the Dalles, Solar Estates, and Chinook Wings.
That's
The
right.
ones that are-
Well, Seaside Oceanfront is still available if they want that spot, still available,
That could.
and it's a slightly different location, but
But why couldn't they install a Fox camera there? There was a problem with.
logistically, they didn't want to have to get out up onto the roof to clean it.
I guess so.
So they could they could put it on the third floor if they didn't want to be up on the fourth floor. They could be on the third floor, like above our center. We have 3 rooms across, so it could be across the center room where we have a roof on the third floor, which would be kind of more of a like look down the prom, would be like a far high view out. Anyway, I'm just putting it out there that as an option, you're welcome to offer that if you want.
I guess I mostly just wanted to see if you guys are appetite for
That's it.
more weather cams, and yes, you do. So,
Yes, we
okay.
do.
Show off.
Okay.
Seaside.
Alright,
Can you
do what you wanna go back,
Quickly.
yes?
Okay, so a couple of suggestions for the read. So advise the city of Seaside Tourism Director on strategic matters, including the annual budget submission to the city budget committee, the comprehensive marketing plan, citywide marketing initiatives, and implementation of city council directives related to tourism promotion and economic development. And the second suggestion was advise the city of Seaside Tourism Director on the annual budget for submissions to the city budget committee, provide guidance on the marketing plan and overall citywide marketing strategies, support the tourism director in implementing city council directives related to tourism promotion and the city tourism economy. So the one thing that says in both, which I don't quite see it working this way at present, so we need to look at that, which is saying the implementation of city council directives related to tourism. I thought that the information kind of went in the opposite direction.
That's what it says at the bottom. That's why I picked up on that.
You typed that whole thing in?
What?
Did you type that whole thing?
No, I just typed this in and then it
Yeah,
spun
this
it.
is-
But that's where I pulled it came from the city council. That's actually in here.
Oh, and we need to add something about the grants.
That's tourism grants.
Oh, we don't want enough about the budget, right?
Well, it's more about it's more about the city council directing us to how to direct job.
Right,
But
that's not
that's
really the
not-
way it goes.
that's
We
right.
want it to be,
Yeah, I just pulled that because that's exactly what it
Yeah,
says
yeah,
at the bottom one.
Yeah, if the city council directed us to promote this as a retirement destination, then it's what that's saying is that we need to tell Josh how to promote this as a retirement destination. That's how I'm reading it. Is that how everybody else hears it too, or is it just me? So do we, I mean, is the goal to have the city council ultimately sitting down and saying, you know, well, we wanna promote Seaside, but we don't wanna promote it as a family-friendly destination. We wanna promote it as a retirement destination. So, okay, here you go, TAC. Go ahead and figure that out. Or do we wanna say, we feel that it would be best for Seaside to be promoted in this direction? And then advise the city council as to how we feel best would be to promote the town versus the city council telling us how to promote the town.
It's an interesting thing because in a lot of ways, I feel like the committees. The council relies on the committees to provide a recommendation that they
Right.
then discuss and vote on. They ultimately have the voting power, but I feel like. The way it works often is that the committee provides the recommendation. But at the same time, the city council sets the goals for the city, and as a city department, we're working towards those goals within the realm of what we're trying to do. So it kind of becomes like a dog chasing its tail kind of thing to try to unpack it a little bit. We should be working in the same direction, but the TAC provides all these various perspectives on that same thing. And for the good of Seaside. But it's hard to say, like, certainly, we can't operate out in an opposition to the city's goals.
How generic are the goals?
Our goals have.
They're very high level, but they're
The goals.
definitely goals. Yeah,
Can you like list a specific goal that you have for you this year?
not related to tourism. This is what's interesting is I don't think we've really had any oversight on this committee or tourism in general, as long as I've been there. So I think
You mean the
we've
goals
really
have,
focused more on like creating ordinances and to a lesser extent parks and things like that. But as far as directing the tourism marketing and what our vision for that is, we've never really had any discussion on that.
Just no time. That's what we're here for.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, I think it's just kind of baked into the cake that this is what we are, a tourism destination, and that's what we've always done.
Right, but at some time there was a conversation about this department handling public art.
I'm sure there was, I don't know, or I was there.
No, I mean recently, like really recently.
you mean the grant program?
Yeah, well, generally, like, there was a conversation that I think it was city council, where they said up to this point, maybe it was in this room, up to this point, no city department has had public art under their purview. And then that became under your purview.
There's currently no public art policy or any
Yeah, but like,
plan to put public art anywhere.
yeah, but like no department was working on it until this department was working on it.
I noticed that in your in your goals or something, at the last meeting, it was on there, but it was one of the lowest.
Because I brought it up, and so then it got onto our potential goals.
How to charge your phone?
The city council does have its goals listed, I think, on the city site, but they're like, they're pretty broad, they're about. Doing things that don't directly relate, although I do think you have like a consumer sentiment sort of thing on, I think the consumer sentiment on tourism fits one of the city goals.
We're trying to both poll the public and see what they feel about tourism. And then we're trying to inform them of the benefits of what tourism does to the residents that live here year round. That's pretty close to what the goal. Which that poll did a great job, but I think we're even gonna commission another poll and get more data on it.
I guess if we're going in the direction that is listed on that right now, it's saying that we're supposed to be waiting for direction of the city council to work in a direction. Because right now, we have no direction from the city council and not headed in any specific direction that is coming from them. But that's what's saying needs to happen, is that we need to wait for city direction to then take us forward.
I see.
This is kind of what I've been telling you, is historically, the city council has had nothing to do with direction.
Right.
And you guys have done all the direction with regard to tourism. What it's moving to is where the city council is taking a more active role, creating the direction. And then the boards, committees, and commissions are actually implementing what the city council decides to do. I'm not saying either is better or worse, I'm just telling you that's the direction it's going now. So you guys can feel free to push back on that and say, we want our role to stay the same. That's what I would recommend if that's how you feel. This is all gonna just
It's
be a
worth
debate.
noting that this is the tax preferred.
Yeah, this is not
version.
mine, this is from you guys.
Right,
We're not provided in accordance with the city's charter.
Harder,
Yeah.
but we could change that to say. We're not.
I think that we should take this opportunity to choose to guide our own path forward for our recommendations to the city council on tourism, not in the opposite, not in the reverse. That's my motion. Everybody reached their saturation level for the day.
Yeah. And just.
No, I said that's
How do you word it here?
Yeah, and that's,
Yeah,
I think that's the thing.
So,
Basically, this is going to
Advise
go,
Seaside.
this is gonna go to our
Right.
workshop and we're gonna look at what you've put and then we're gonna all have a big debate about it. And how that ends up, it's still to be.
yeah, I agree, yeah, we should be. Yeah, we should be following their direction, because,
So,
We should be.
no, we shouldn't be. The way this reads, I can
right,
see.
Well,
what-
I think
what
that's
it's
the
saying.
point of having an advisory.
Yes,
Supposedly we're in the know in that and
So then you'd
in
want
the
to word it that way.
day-to-day
Just word it that
trenches,
way.
I would think.
Advise and
And
recommend to
did-
city council.
our recommendations to the city council, not theirs, so, yeah.
you're talking about paragraph 4 under powers
Right.
and duties.
I think that makes a lot of sense considering you're the subject matter experts on these issues. Regarding tourism, so I think that's a fair request.
The simple is changing the word from to. City tourism director on directions to the city council and staff,
Our recommendations to
not from the city council, but to the city council staff.
Did this line come out of current bylaws or is that something that was just put on here?
Which one?
The one at the bottom
Yeah.
that advised the Seaside Tourism Director on directions from the city of Seaside Council.
Gotta ask for.
Yeah, it was out of the.
That was directly out of it.
They just worded to, yes, reworded to be revised, so, yeah. Recommendation as to.
Sounds like you agree on the intent of what you're gonna do, so maybe you can just circulate it. And decide on the final format, you know.
Right,
It's-
okay. Do you have more to add, Sadie?
Just kind of having it rewrite it, what it came up with, and I haven't read this, so I don't know if this would apply. Tourism Advisory Committee shall advise and collaborate with the City of Seaside Tourism Director in the preparation of the annual tourism budget for the submission to the City Budget Committee. The committee shall develop and recommend the citywide marketing plan and overall tourism strategies, providing direction and priorities for promotional efforts. The committee shall support and guide the tourism director in implementation of the approved tourism programs and initiatives. I'll forward that on, and then you can decide if you want
Yeah.
to screw it.
Yes. It sounds like pretty much what we talked about, combining it into the one. So,
It doesn't list like a shall report to,
right,
which at some, is there any point in which, I know we haven't. But is there any point in which the city would likely be asking us to report to the city council? Our recommendations, that's the word, right?
Well, that is, but that's been part of the conversation, city council, I've heard them, well, at least Tia say that, that she
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
committees to come, yeah,
and
but that all. That's to be determined.
Do you give direct reports to the city council each month?
Annually,
Each
right?
year, yeah. And again, at the budget, that's part of the budget process.
No, and it didn't,
Yeah.
sent that, but it didn't include the grants.
I agree, Josh, just come advise.
Great.
Done.
I'll rework that and send it back around again.
You can send it to me and I'll send it around.
Right. Sorry, I've lost track of where we are. Public comment. Any committee comments, sorry.
Well, just letting everybody know that we've got the installation of the first 44 crash art things going at tomorrow.
Weather gonna hang out for you?
Looking like it.
Yes. It should be good.
Yeah.
You're doing 44 tomorrow?
That's the
That's
expectation.
the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah,
Until Thursday, so we're supposed to rain all
Yeah.
this and things.
and it's all around.
Yeah.
It's not just one specific straight corridor, it's all around.
And when do you plan on doing this, a second round?
We don't know yet. We're trying to get this promoted so people understand what it's about and we get more submissions. We've already had a couple of additional submissions beyond the first 215
I think there's a sweet spot between when you have it out, you have actual things to show off. And you're accepting applications for a new round of art. And that sweet spot is when we should pitch. To have you go on the morning show and talk about it.
Robin can do that.
Rob.
She's got a face for
Sure.
me, yeah.
Right.
So the big ass pumpkin is gonna show up Monday, big ass pumpkin, Monday, noonish. On the north side of the carousel mall, near the restrooms there.
So when you drop it?
No, then it'll be on display inside the carousel mall for till Sunday.
Where
So
does it
you drop it Sunday, what day?
through the garage and then up the ramp and then.
No, there's the door on the west side opens up. Their doors open up.
Yes, the two-way doors.
It's wide enough to get a pallet through.
It's always a little dicey.
A little, it depends on the shape of the pumpkin. But for any of you that wanna be there, or all of our live streaming crowds of thousands. Want to come down and congratulate the pumpkin grower. So,
And we won't know the weight until then.
I won't know the weight till whichever one he brings.
We drop it from the turnaround again, the same.
We're gonna have the crane drive down the Avenue A ramp. And it's gonna set up down there, so it's not set up on the turnaround, cause that was always kind of sketchy. So the main viewing will actually be from Wyndham.
Okay,
Cause it's gonna be dropped on the south side of the turnaround,
okay,
right out like where the swing sets are now.
okay.
So if any volunteers wanna be in the swing sets when we drop it, we're taking names down.
This
Take a-
last
take a
and
dump,
and life insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Or we could drop it on a Surrey if anybody wants to be in the Surrey when we do it.
What is
What's the date?
Date again?
The 26th is when it's gonna drop,
They're gonna come to the mall though.
Monday, the 20th, around noon. So if anybody wants to come down, and
You get it?
I don't think Carrie's gonna be here, so if you wanna get video of it for PR. Are you gonna be in town Monday?
I leave.
Might fly by drone, it might be good on there. I'll get a really good drone shot.
I think,
Well, this is just unloading it.
Oh,
On Monday, it's just unloading and getting to the mall.
I could ask Ross.
I'll just come down for the drone.
Yeah.
That's
That's, yeah, that's Sunday.
I could ask
Weather
Ross.
permitting, that's the plan.
Oh, yeah. Been lots of-
We'll have a backup plan if it's nasty.
I got some really good slow motion.
Okay.
It was blowing too bad out on the beach.
Yeah.
They hate for it to miss and squish a kid.
Is it this weekend?
The 26th.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty far out.
And then the Christmas tree is likely
It's not
going
very
up
far.
on.
Well, I was looking at it this weekend, it's very nice, there's a neat light east.
Oh, for weather.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Picking it up on the 17th. Look at
It's the
it.
what? Christmas. That's right, you have to have it by Thanksgiving, don't you?
Well, before it was decorate the whole thing and. And yeah, Hampton is giving us a tree again this year, but we have to haul it.
Okay.
So I have contract with Brian Stewart to haul it. to this
It's
flatbed.
got a big truck.
We gotta do the whole truck bit.
Any other committee comments?
Next meeting, November 18th.